Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Sam, United People's TV, here to kick off another morning news show here on United People's TV. I'm going to run through the latest United news. Funnily enough, I'm going to speak about Scholes and Carrick. I'm going to brush over that, and it's going to, I think, effectively be the end of this conversation. For now, anyway, until something else happens in a week or two. Then we're going to speak about Diomande, have a little conversation about Matheus Fernandes. I'll tell you what today's lunchtime video is going to be about. We'll speak about the academy a little bit, and you can let me know what you think, as always, in the chat. If you've got any questions, you want to steer the direction, you got something to ask me, you want to get involved, please do. That's what the community is all about here at United People's TV. Let me move that bowl out of the way. Who's that? Salt tuning in from Texas. Good morning to you. That caught my eye. And somebody else down there as well. Who was it? Hey. Big J saying, morning all. First time in months catching a live as normally working nights. Well, good morning to you. Let's say hello to all the mods and the members. Let's go on with today's show. How are you all feeling? Who's doing well? What are you getting up to this week? Let's have a chat. Steph, good morning to you. We've got Carl here as well. And, as always, and Josh. Some members. We've got Steve Denham. We've got Smee. We've got John Hammond. We've got Beck, 23. Did Beckham wear 23? Was that just a... Was that Real Madrid? I swear 23 was Beckham's second number. And some non-members. We've got Clive Adams. We've got Dylan. We've got Phantom Ranter. It's quite a good name, that. I'm enjoying that. And Matt Bird, driving instructor. That's a top-tier username. Right. Let's roll up the sleeves. No, that's not actually. Let's bet it down. Let's get on with today's show. You see this announcement yesterday? I'm definitely going to be reading this bad boy. New Fergie book coming out. Unseen pictures in a new Fergie book detailing his favourite games. I think it's going to be like Fergie running through the 21 games that stick in his mind as a coach. You can see it up there. Fergie's book. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. I just realised my lights aren't on. Why are they not on? Something's happened. There? And there? Hey, come on. Fix it on the fly. I thought it was a bit dark in here. Anyway, we've got those. I'm definitely going to be reading that bad boy when that comes out. Joe, more ads than games logging onto your live. That's YouTube. Obviously, ads are enabled because it's a big revenue stream as part of the channel. I don't know how many they show or what time they show them. The revenues are coming to United People's TV to then fund United People's TV to then help us invest. And I mean, I could do it all for free if you want to. Go and be homeless, and then this won't exist in a week's time. Your choice. Who's watching these tonight then? Come on, Galatasaray, do the job. Do the job. I think I'll probably watch the Newcastle-Barca game. That's the game I'd actually enjoy watching. I might watch the Galatasaray game first. I hope we're back in the Champions League next year. We've had I'm just trying to remember what the last 3 years have been. That Amrim season. Finishing 15th. Europa League final. Then we lost that. And then we're now in our shortest season in 100 years. Mate, it really is. Playing once a week is just not what we are used to as United fans. Having to wait that long between games. It's grim, man. It's grim. Johnny down there. A little bit of hate watching. I don't know. I don't really call it hate watching. I'm just watching that Newcastle game home for a good game of football because I think it will be a good game of football. I don't really care whether Newcastle or Barcelona win, if I'm honest. Gala beat them in the group stage, apparently. I sadly did, actually. Forgot about that. That one is a bit of a hate watch. I will be watching that. Don't worry about that. Right. Shall we? Skip on. Mate, look at this. This is going to make you feel old. Matt, you're saying the Villa game on Sunday will determine if we get Champions League next season? If we lose to Villa, we can forget the Champions League. Now, I don't know whether you believe that or not. Or whether you're just coming up there with a little bit of hyperbole sprinkled here. No. Manchester United will not secure Champions League football by beating Villa. And we will not lose out on Champions League football if we lose to Villa. But there's 3 games left that are kind of like, if you want to call them 6-pointers, you can call them 6-pointers. It's the 3 games: Villa, Chelsea, and of course, Liverpool. They're the 3 big games that we've got left. If United can win all of those, United have probably got Champions League football next season. But it's more like United fans like snap. Like, I don't know whether it's just you, Matt, just coming in here, just trying to sprinkle a little bit. United fans have got to snap out of this damn mindset, man. What do you mean? Like, that's where overreactions exist. Like, we're not in the Champions. That's going from week to week. It's that exact mindset, which is what drags you from the highest of highs after a win and the lowest of lows after a loss. Just don't do it to yourself. Stay level-headed. Try and go from week to week, realizing that, mate, the Champions League is firmly in our hands this season. Firmly in our hands. Jamnik saying, I hate Liverpool and Spurs, but we need UEFA points. Not really, dude. Right? Not really, dude. Because I think the England coefficient is so far ahead of everyone else by this point that I don't think it matters actually whether they go any further than that. So what you're saying, Sam, have you ever supported another team other than United as a child growing up? I lived in Southend. I was at the Southend versus United game, the famous one where Freddie Eastwood scored. I wasn't in the way in because I didn't have access to it at that point in time. I've seen a fair amount of Southend games. This can make you feel old. Look at this bad boy. Jesse Lingard and Memphis Depay on the left there, and then on the right, Jesse Lingard and Memphis Depay out in Corinthians. I didn't even realise that Memphis was in Corinthians. Boy, oh boy. How far apart those 2 photos. Do you remember that season? What was it? Was it Van Gaal's first season? I think it was. 2014. And that year before Luke Shaw got his injury against PSV. It was actually my first ever United European away game, that one. Chose a hell of a one. United down that left flank with Memphis and Shaw. Man, I thought we had sorted our left flank out. I was like, there you go. Boom. Nailed. Memphis's form was great at the start of the season. Then Luke Shaw got his injury, and then Memphis's form just completely disappeared. And then United's left flank went from sorted to, oh yeah, we need to rebuild that all again. Yeah. Just, I thought I'd pull that up. Bit of a mad photo. Alex saying the Spurs somehow win the Champions League, you could have 7. I'm not even entertaining that conversation. Yeah, no. I said that yesterday. Lingard is the first Englishman in the Brazilian league. I'm amazed that hasn't happened before. Anyway. I saw this bit of news from Academy Arena. I just wanted to speak about it. If you don't know who Academy Arena is, really, really good lad. I've spoken to him plenty of times over these last few years, and he's always covered the Academy in a huge amount of depth. And when it comes to the cuts that have happened at Manchester United and the cutbacks on the team, the Academy has definitely been affected quite a bit. In terms of the coverage, in terms of how many games you actually see on MUTV, in terms of any coverage that happens around it. So this was just a message from him on Twitter yesterday saying he's got communication from the club that his account's probably going to get taken down for DMCA strikes, which is copyright strikes. And I presume that's going to be to do with sharing footage of the Academy goals. Remember all the Academy goals that quite some of you in the comments were telling me, it's totally safe, man. It's totally safe. Yeah, it's just such a risk. I'll keep screaming this from the rooftops until it happens, but I really hope at some point that we can come on here and we can look at footage and we can run through it. We can speak about it together. It's not because we're going to be trying to steal the eyeballs away. We're trying to create content around it, but at this moment in time, it doesn't exist. So I think it's just really sad news. Really good guy, Academy Arena. Yeah, it looks like his account's going to get deleted. United have a crap left flank. Where have I heard that before? 2026. Anyway, speaking about the U team, the under-18s Premier Cup final, 22nd of April, and it's at Selhurst Park. So if you want to, and you live in the local area, go and watch them. Hopefully you'll get to see JJ Gabriel lift a trophy. That'll be on MUTV. And remember, we won that under Adam Lawrence. This is when we won the treble. So technically, does that mean we could win the treble again this year? That Darren Fletcher's on for it? I think so. Because we won the Premier League Cup, and then we won the Premier League North, and then the winners of the North face, then you become Premier League national champions, and that's what the treble was. So fingers crossed that Fletcher can do the same thing. And if he does, JJ Gabriel is going to be a big reason. He's our top. He must be our top scorer with under 18s now. Anyway, watch that one. Who's had more clubs, Lingard or Milner? I would guess Milner. But I don't know. Jam Lake saying if the club cannot keep up with giving us academy info, they shouldn't be bothering him. It's this, as I said, it's that risk you take with copyright footage. It's always a risk. Can I say to, is it Andrew? I think it was Andrew. Everyone who's been sending in the programs, I apologise that none of them are up there yet. I'm trying to find the best way to display them. Because I thought, I bought some of these sleeves to put them in, but they don't quite fit them. I was going to put command strips on the back and then stick them up there. Because I don't want to pin them anymore. I don't want to damage any of them. Because some of you are sending me some really awesome programs. So they don't quite fit in those ones. The A4 ones are too big. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to get stuff up there, pinned, not pinned, but secure up there, and not damaged. Like especially that bad boy, which has got like pride of place now. I'll put it in a little. That's the 1968 program, and no way I'm putting some pins in that. So that's why they're not up there. I just wanted to explain it. They're all sitting on my desk, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to put them up. So let's move on. And I like to think that this is the. Who am I kidding, man? It won't be. It's not the last time that we're going to have a conversation about former United players and just kind of like some shit they come out with. So Scholes, the latest episode of his podcast with Nicky Butt, Good, the Bad, and the Football, whatever it is, was speaking about the Carrick situation, and this is just what he wanted to say on it, what he had to say about it, and I just want to say a few things after. Right, so this is a clip from that.
It was in no way intended to be offensive towards Michael, but Michael is one of the nicest people you will ever meet in football. He'd be the last person I would want to offend. I messaged Michael anyway. I went straight to Michael and said, look, I was never intending to upset you, and I don't think I needed to say that. And he told me himself he wasn't upset by it. I think people have just took it differently from what was meant. The only thing I was saying was that I don't think they played that well the last 4 games, and he's still managing to get results. We had the greatest manager in the world, and he always said sometimes you need a bit of luck. So we're sending offs and different things that happen through games. Sometimes you do need a bit of luck. That's all I was saying.
I can see both ways.
Let's see what Wes Brown's got to say about it, actually.
When Scholes explained it to me, completely makes sense. But how I read it is if you're having a go at him.
What Wes said, and I hadn't heard that before, was that I was saying he's just a lucky manager. I wasn't saying that. I was saying he's a very talented manager because he's getting results with a team that, for the last 4 games since the West Ham game, I didn't think we were playing very well. That's all.
And Michael would never have took it the way that... He'd have took it the way it was meant, like Oscar was just saying, but a bit lucky. Michael even said himself, we've not played well the last few games.
Well done for Wes Brown actually piping up and saying that, because that is pretty much how most of us took it. And like this is the thing, right? Scholes, you didn't post that after we beat Fulham or we beat Everton or we drew against West Ham. You posted that within like 5-10 minutes of us losing the first game against Newcastle. And then you deleted said post a few hours later. That's the problem here. If that really was kind of what you thought, then it probably would have come out after a game that we didn't lose. But it's almost like it felt like you were waiting to do it. And that's why it was taken in the way that it was taken. That's why the interpretation, it really does go to show you, it's kind of a cliche, but it's like, it's not just what you say, It's how you said it. I think that's exactly what applies to this situation. I don't really think it was a malicious move from Scholes. It was just dumb. And it was just, let's move on from it, man. Let's move on from it. I don't think any of us thought that Michael Carrick would be sitting there crying about it, because he's already said, I don't pay attention to any of that. I think he's been a United player long enough to know that you can't, as a United player, pay too much attention to anything that's said in the media, even if it's by someone that you know. Richie saying, I wonder if the backlash from former players made him see sense. Mate, the post was deleted in the morning. Before any real backlash came out. I suppose there was backlash everywhere anyway. Foolish, man. Foolish. It goes. It's kind of I don't know whether this is a bit of a stretch. I suppose it's kind of a big reason why I've never liked fan cams, because what you would be willing to say in the immediate aftermath of a game, you probably wouldn't be willing to say 6 hours later when you're looking back at the game. I suppose I'm guilty of some of that, because my match reaction is literally on the whistle. So the feelings that I've got straight after a game, they come out on the match reaction. But yeah. Scholes backtracking, Scholes apologising. Will he do it again? Let's find out. Could be the publicity angle. I don't really know, man. It was just dumb, let's be honest. The fact that Cheltenham day one. Don't bet on horse racing. There's your tip. I remember we used to do it at work. I used to have like a little Cheltenham pot. Everyone put in like 10, 15 quid. And then we'd have absolutely nothing by the end of the week. Right. Should we move on? Let's have a little conversation about Yan Diomande. Because Fabrizio Romano has said that United sent scouts to watch Diomande in action against Augsburg on Saturday. And I did a video last week on... Actually, did I put it on Saturday? I think it was Saturday. Did a video on the left wing problem and left wing solutions, and the fact that we are clearly having a little look at Diomande. I think we'll probably... Realistically, we might do a little individual video on Iliman Ndiaye, because I think if you're going to look at the Premier League, you're probably going to be looking at him. Harry Wilson, if you were to consider him. Is he a free agent in the summer? I think he is. But he's more of a right winger. United are obviously interested in Diomande. Out of curiosity, how much do you actually think he gets sold for in the summer? Because it looks like he's going to be moving on, right? But I don't know how much for. In my head, I was thinking north of 75 mil. Man, the turnover that Leipzig are able to get is absolutely insane, isn't it? How much did they pay for him? Was it like 25? Where is it? No price there. There you go. I don't know whether the actual figure was released. This is from One Football here. What does it say? It said 20 mil there. Yeah. Reported 20 mil. Man. How do they do that? Anyway, let me see what you're saying down here. 95 says Marko Djukic. Well, I don't think anyone's going to be paying 95 mil. 70, 80 says Daz. He'll be 75 mil. Most of you saying over 75. Siraj and Hez, you think 60 mil euros. 75 million. I think about 75 million. Man. Imagine that. You sign a player for 20 million euros. He has a breakthrough season. And you can sell him for 75, 80 mil. It's bonkers, the markup in that. Obviously, United could never do that. Because that is... I don't want to say this in a disrespectful way to Leipzig, although it's going to very much come across as disrespectful. But that's effectively their measure of success, isn't it? As a football club. Might be a little bit harsh to say that. Obviously, they want to compete for the Bundesliga. They want to compete for the Champions League. But realistically, this is what Leipzig is known for. Bringing in players, improving players, selling players on for substantial profits. That's the Leipzig way. Yeah, I don't know how to say it without being disrespectful. Chris, when Manchester United are not a selling club, Manchester United are a destination club. If you look at a career path of a footballer, at the end of it, the dream is probably going to end in Manchester United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Barcelona. It's going to be one of those five. You could throw Arsenal in there. No, you can't throw Arsenal in there. Typically, that's going to be the dreams of the majority of footballers. No footballer's ever going to dream about ending up at Leipzig. Okay, I mean, that's a bit harsh. Maybe some footballers will, but largely, nobody will. It's just mad, isn't it? 20 mil up to potentially, as you're saying down here in the chat, 75 plus. My instinct is that United won't sign Yan Diomande, and that we will try and find a player like Diomande before he was signed there. Whether that was the Strasbourg lad, whether it would be somebody else. Somebody more in the region of 30-ish mil is probably what I think. Oh, are you saying if he plays in the World Cup, add another 40 mil? Is that Ivory Coast? Are Ivory Coast at the World Cup? I mean, I'm sure they are. Oh, wow. Gungshi, man. Where'd that come from? Gungshi out of nowhere. Little three-pointer. Coming in with 50 gifted memberships. Jeez. Thank you very much, dude. Peter, let me know about... Yeah, I know. Well, the program's resting on a book stand, but the book stand isn't quite enough. I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to... People are all sending in lots of stuff, and I need to get it all fixed and sorted. I just run out of time. All the bloody time. Can we have 48 hours in a day? That would be nice. Let me see what you're saying down here. Already got Ballon d'Or. Well, won't have him for the rest of this season. Did Vivell scout Diomande? I don't think Vivell had anything to do with Diomande because Vivell was already at United by the time that Diomande went and joined. So no, I don't think he does. No, I don't think he did have anything to do with him. Yeah, breakthrough season and boom, he's 70 mil. It's a big gamble. Yeah, it is a bit of a big gamble. I'll be honest. Right? I'll be honest. Don't lie. Scholes didn't apologise. He just explained what he meant by his post. Okay. Fair enough. Right, Alex and Maddie. Love you guys. I'll check Slack after. I won't be... You don't need to tell me mid-chat to go and check Slack because I'm having a live show here. But I'll always check it after. But yeah, Diomande, I don't think United will go after him because I think it's just going to be too much money. I think we're going to go after someone like Diomande, but not quite Diomande. And that's where Chris Vivell really is going to earn his keep this summer. I kind of said the same thing about... We didn't need a director of... Where is he? Director of recruitment to go out and sign Cunha and Mbeumo from the Premier League. Did we? But we need a director of recruitment not to go out and maybe, I suppose Diomande can come into that, but to find that next one. That is the... I'll say critical. Maybe not critical. But for me, Senny Lemons has been the most impactful signing so far. Don't you think? And we signed him for 18 mil. That's what we need more. Hey, look, you need success in every type of transfer. Your big money signings like your Mbeumo's and your Cunhas, and then your surprises like Senny Lamons, or maybe who we're going to bring in as a left winger, or maybe who we're going to bring in as potentially a third central midfielder. Because I'll tell you what my lunchtime video is going to be on today, peeps. It's going to be on the central midfield overhaul. And just the sheer size of it and the sheer scale of it. Because like we're talking about Tonali, we're talking about Anderson. We're going to need more than that. So we're going to have to find and have another sort of Senny Lamons success in a different position in the summer, because we haven't got the funds to be able to go out and just buy the elite top level players in each position that we need. We haven't got it. I think we get 2 big signings this summer, and the other ones are going to have to be the calculated gambles, just like Senny Lamons. No, it worked out with him, and I hope that they can repeat that success with the other ones. And you're talking about that being a reasonable risk. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you have to have calculated gambles. Spending, hypothetically here, spending £75 million, let's just call it hypothetically 75 mil, on someone like Diomande would be a huge risk. Way more than spending, was it 70? How much was Šeško? Was it 70? Thereabouts. Spending 75 mil on Diomande after one breakthrough season would be a lot more of a risk than spending however much we did on Šeško after a couple of years breaking through and a couple of years more experience. I think he's only 19, this lad. I don't think you can afford to spend that much on that player. I just don't think so. That might be one of the best usernames we've seen on the channel. Scalloped potato. What even is a scalloped potato? I don't know, but it's gifted 20 memberships. Big up to you, dude. Thank you very much this morning. Gungshi, and to you, Scalloped. You're both legends. All of you, please, if you've now got the opportunity, jump into the Discord. I promise you that we're working on these big things behind the scenes. On the smaller things, I just need help in establishing it. I need to get the new, what are they called? Emojis that Alex has got prepped. I need help in getting those added on to the back end of YouTube. I'll work on that with Maddie. All the other stuff, all the little small wins on the members, and all the big stuff. I think I might tell you about the big plan that I've got behind the scenes maybe next week. I should be in the position where I can tell you a bit more. I know I've been very mysterious on that, but I don't want to tell you too much until I can actually promise on it. A little separate conversation, and this kind of leads back into what I was saying about today's lunchtime video. We mentioned Matheus Fernandes as one of those players who I think United could and should be looking at this summer in terms of market opportunities. We saw Semenyo as a market opportunity. We went after him aggressively. If West Ham go down, this lad will play in the Premier League next season. Don't know who for, but he will. And I think United could do a lot worse than look at him as a midfield option. Do I think that it's going to be an Anderson replacement? No. And this is the thing I need. This is the reason I'm doing a lunchtime video today. United fans have to understand that all these levels of midfielders, we should be looking at all of them, because we need 3 midfielders in kind of 3 different sort of positions, and maybe at 3 different levels too, in terms of the elite signing, in terms of maybe they're just on the verge of being elite, and maybe on the another one that's like up and coming. I don't know whether West Ham will go down, John, if I'm honest. I look at that table and I think Forest is the most likely. In fact, of the bottom 3 in Forest, Spurs and West Ham, I actually think West Ham are the most likely to stay up. In current momentum and current shape, Spurs, it feels like, are the most wounded, but Forest have just been naff all season. Yeah, Fernandes, I think could and should be a conversation that we have. I don't want to do like a full video on him just yet, but probably we'll do that a little bit further down the line. And then the last thing I want to pull up today, it's a short show. There's not too much news to really run through, and I don't want to waste any of your time. I don't want to just like sit here and waffle. I just want to run through the news with you. Just wanted to pull this up. Wow. It is ridiculous, Bruno Fernandes, isn't he? And also, something that I really like about that is look who's second, third, and fourth. Our 3 new signings in the summer. And also, look how much Šeško has caught up there. Because I think if you looked at that list there, probably about November time-ish. Something like that. I swear Mbeumo was far and away up there on his own. But Šeško's really caught up. Cunha's been delivering too. And I think it's just that's what happens with form. For a few months this season, Mbeumo was by far and away our best summer signing. And we were all waxing lyrical about him. And then just quietly, just in the corner, not Šeško, Senny Lemons has just been getting better and better and better. Actually, not really. He's just been keeping the same levels he showed at the very beginning. Šeško's caught up. Cunha's been influential, but I think even he will feel that he's probably got more to come. I think Šeško's got more to come. I think Mbeumo's got more to come. And Bruno, there really is nothing I can say about Bruno that I haven't said before. Just sort of like defies description a little bit. How he consistently manages to put up these sort of creative numbers. Oh, stat padding. Oh, yeah, brilliant. So goals and assists in the Premier League are stat padding these days. Ah, right, okay. So, right, okay. Okay, my bad. Yeah, good. Anybody will try and detract from Bruno Fernandes at any given point. Oh, he didn't score enough with his right foot from 30 yards. Oh, he didn't do enough in this game over there. Oh, he didn't do enough in that. Bruno Fernandes has been a creative freak for a long time. This season is exactly the same. And you back him to break the assist record. I wonder how that compares to recent seasons at United. I think that might be an interesting comparison. Like how many goals and assists? What's that? That's 21. That's 29 goals or assists between our front 3 so far this season. I wonder how that ranks up. That's no 29. Sorry, 21 plus 8. No, geez, 21 plus 8 is 29. Did I just do my maths wrong? My mind's gone. I wonder how that stacks up against the rest, because I reckon that's pretty damn good at this point in time. Right, I'm going to read a couple of your comments out. Wrap this one up nice and early. MB saying, Sam, did you see the full video on the second goal from the Newcastle game? Bruno's bad pass to Cunha, ignoring Matheus, free on the left. No, I haven't watched it back. I don't really want to watch it back. Chris, you're talking about Mbeumo's form dropping off. Yeah, Mbeumo's output isn't there because of the levels that he set early this season. But I have no doubt that Mbeumo will come back into form. I have no doubt that Bruno will continue his form. Right now, Šeško looks very much like he's going to be really... As long as you can get a pass into him in the box. That's bad, isn't it? He didn't have one pass into the box to Šeško in the Newcastle game. That was nasty. Can't do that against Villa. I think someone up there was saying that Villa's going to be a big test for Carrick because they play on the counter. I don't look at Villa as any more of a test than City at home. In any way, shape or form. If we can get... Obviously, everyone's going to be G'd up for that first game under Michael Carrick, new manager, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be interested to see if they can match that levels because the intensity-wise has dropped off big time in these last few games. Now, I don't know why that is, but I hope that that's something that gets sort of like nipped in the bud against Villa. All right? Right, let's wrap this one up. Bit of a short one today, 35 minutes. That's one of the shortest I've done in a long, long time. We'll get the lunchtime video out nice and early today. No more news for me to run through with you, so I won't waste any of your time. Can I say a big thank you to Gungshi and to Scallop Potatoes there. Thank you very much, lads and ladies. All of you, please do go into the Discord. The mods will help you. And I'll see you for the lunchtime video. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right? Take it easy.